Yeah, well, I definitely have to be careful because we're in the process of building out lore. We have a job listing, I think, right now for a lore master. So if you're a gamer, if you're a writer, and you're very creative and love coming up with canon and building universes, check out the career page, Sky Mavis, and definitely consider applying. We need a lore master. We need a lore expert. Some of the stuff we worked on internally, I think, is really good. I'm actually working on a little like Zyori Axie comic book series that is not official canon, but I'm hoping it'll be a little bit of a motivator for other people to open up their, creative juices when it comes to Lunacia and the storylines of their most prized Axies. I can't wait to go on an adventure with my Mystic. But this is a really good question. Like, how big are Axies really? And one of the other questions that we've tossed around is like, are there humans in Lunacia, right? So like, will we ever even get to see that scale? I think I had originally pictured a little bit bigger, maybe like 30 pounds or something, kind of like a medium-sized dog. And then I remember seeing Jiho's profile picture of like the Axie like on top of his head or like on his shoulder. And as I went through this, I think when I changed all my profile pictures, like my Twitter banner is me laying on the ground with Axies like sitting on me. And the original version of that, I had the Axies much bigger. And then I looked at Jiho's picture and I kind of scaled it to try to match Jiho. And it's kind of ironic because in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, well, this guy's the expert. Clearly, I need to follow the lore. And I am probably willing to guess that Jiho just randomly scaled some Axies to make it fit the frame. And, I'm way overthinking it. But I did picture them a little bit bigger, almost like watermelon size, kind of something that like you'd struggle to hold more than 2 of them in your arms or something if you were walking around. It seems like others visualize them a little bit smaller. It seems like Axies are very like kind of ingenious, very engineering type focused, very tinkery, very innovative. So I'm excited to see the lore built out of like, if Axies are a little bit smaller, how do they build stuff in their world? Do they use ladders? Do they stack on top of each other? Like, how do Axies actually operate in Lunacia? I think that's a really interesting thing to visualize and start toying around with. So yeah, a small to medium sized dog. Is that a fair answer? Something like that?
Right. And that's for your personal opinion. So we'll see more into that once the lore gets developed for Axie. All right. Okay. I think we
just
have...
remember,
I
just remember the thing in Pokemon world. What do people in the Pokemon world eat, right? So something like that.